And we're live. Well, at least it'll say we're live in a bit.
Woo!
Alright, welcome any and everyone that is actually tuning into this. Welcome to the Ron S Show live. This time we have Diskin returning.
Hello! How are all of y'all? And by that I mean how are you, Ronald? Because you're the only one I'm talking to. Hi.
Yeah. I'm doing good. You know, just got done doing a little bit of commission work and whatnot. How about you?
Pretty good. Yeah, I can't complain. Other than, the world ending, violence in the streets, and everybody's getting sick and dying. It's, other than that, it's been, awesome, though. It's been fantastic.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Why?
Oh, man, I'm not gonna lie. The most hard part about the whole COVID thing has to be the whole, no conventions, movie theaters, all that jazz.
It's so weird. Listen, I'm glad that we can do, these sort of, online convention things. And, I think some people have been doing, conventions in, VR chat. And I'm like, that's cool. It's neat. I miss people. You know what it is? No. I miss missing people. I miss being able to be like, man, I'm just so tired of everybody always in my face. I just want some me time. I miss that feeling. Because now I'm just getting nothing but me time, and it's terrifying. Because I have to, stare myself in the mirror every day and go, oh, God, I'm stuck with you. And that's not good. That's a bad thing. But I digress. How are you, Ronald? How are things hanging for you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, honestly.
Do I still call you that, by the way? Do I still call you Anime Ronald? It's been a while.
Jesus, I forgot about that handle. Nah, just Ronald's fine.
Okay.
I kind of just started using my real name nowadays, so it's
Nice.
not that big of a deal.
Okay, good. I don't want to out you or anything like that on your own stream. Yes, I knew him back in the day. Back when he was just a mere anime Ronald, but now he has matured into just a real person named Ronald.
Yeah,
Which
man.
is actually that's personal growth right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm freaking 19 now, so it's time. Wow.
Oh my God. You're just a baby. You're a little baby boy at 19. I think, dude, wait, that means you're half my age.
Wait,
oh my God,
really?
I'm so old.
Wait,
yeah,
how
I'm
old are you
38.
right now? 30? Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
You don't look 38.
Wait, did I do that math right, or am I just stupid? I'm not sure. I don't have a calculator.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's quite that in half, but
okay.
Maybe.
Thank God.
Let's just say you're right, honestly.
Okay, I'm right about everything. That's the way I like
well,
it.
don't
Yes.
get too big of a head, but
No. You said it right about everything. Okay, that is going on my resume. Ronald, excuse me, Anime Ronald. He said this. No. This interview is going great.
It really is. But that's the best part about doing a follow-up interview, though, is because, when we did it back in 2016, we did all the samey questions about how'd you get into acting and whatnot. So we could kind of just chill, relax, and just have a natural sort of conversation,
Oh, yeah, totally. Let me tell you something. Nothing's more natural than standing in a very small, confined space for good audio quality and nothing but underwear talking to somebody half on the other side of the country.
Hey, COVID
sadly,
life.
though, this is becoming normal.
Yeah, that is the COVID life. I mean, most days I usually just work in my pajamas, honestly.
That's the one thing I like. I like the commute. The commute is amazing in COVID times. Everything else is a little bit weird.
You mean the commute from your bed to wherever you record and whatnot?
Correct. I can literally see the corner of my bed from where I'm standing right now. So yeah, it's a good commute.
That's actually perfect, honestly. Wow.
Oh yeah. I'm getting so out of shape, man, from all this COVID stuff. I used to do karate. I haven't done it in years now, and so now I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna throw a side kick just to see what this feels like, because I haven't done this in a while, and I still remember the form, and I did it, and I popped both of my hips at once and went, oh, that is, okay, so maybe I should stretch first and also never do that again. So yeah, this is my new life now, Ronald.
Well,
I'm trapped at home.
and
hurting myself.
How do you think I feel? It's pretty much the same for me. I have a bit of a gut now, so that's not good on my end.
It's so easy to put it on. Listen, it's okay. You're young. You young man, half my age, supposedly, if my math is right.
Yes, math is correct. Honestly,
Oh.
I'm not that great with math either, so
Yeah.
yeah, let's just say you're right, honestly, about this one.
Okay.
How is being a voice actor now during Corona though? Like difference,
Oh.
you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, when I say like the commute is short, I literally mean that. Like the place I'm in right now, where we're having this interview, this is where I'm doing all my work from. It's a sound booth that I've had for about 7 or 8 years. And I've made some slight modifications to it, but this thing is literally like the interior dimensions are like 26 inches wide and 3 feet deep. So it is a tight little space because it's the only thing I could fit into my little apartment to make this work. And I'm doing all my work from here, and it is so weird. It is really, really weird, but we're making it work. We're making it work. So it's good, but also like I hate it, and I can't wait for things to go back to normal so I can just see other people in a studio and have like a real recording engineer. Because like right now, like I have to control my gain while I'm recording. I have to have 2 screens in front of me in a very tight space to make this work so that I can see the script and I can see the thing I'm dubbing to. And I'm just like, I only have one brain, and it's already overloaded just trying to look at 2 screens at the same time, let alone also monitor my gain. So it's fun, but I'm really, really ready for this to be over.
Yeah, so then you could just go back to, all right, I got the script. Just say the lines, and you guys in the booth will just take care of the rest. Yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Yes, and I know it'll sound good because it's a real professional recording environment and not basically small coffin.
How big is the booth, if you mind me asking?
Well, like the outside dimensions, honestly, I don't really remember. I feel like it's like about 3 feet wide and like about maybe close to 4 feet deep, but like inside, it's just super tight. It's, I mean,
Yeah.
like yeah, there's about like 4 inches on either side of my shoulders before they hit the wall. So it's like tight.
Yeah, that sounds about like my recording booth. Literally converted to like a closet and bought all this stuff. It's really tight when it's also shared with a couple of board games and whatnot, but we make it work, am I right?
This is how you gotta do it. That's how it works. And hey, I bet you have decent audio quality in there, though, don't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. It
There you go.
audio is crisp and whatnot.
Nice.
So
Excellent.
Agretzko? Is that? Yeah, Agretzko. That's.
You said it right. Bless your heart. Yes.
Oh, how are
Most
people
are
saying
like,
it?
I love Agretsuko. And I'm like, guys, it's literally, her name is Retzko. The word aggressive, it's a portmanteau. Aggressive Agretzko. Come on. And they're just like, yeah, so when you were doing Agretskoko, I'm like, fine. You know what? Yeah, I love Coco. I love Agretskoko. Sure.
Agretzko, what?
Delicious. Yeah. So yes, it is pronounced Agretzko. You got it right. Thank you.
Nice. Awesome. That's already a point up for me.
Damn
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I love the show. You know, I saw it when it came out, back when I was still in school. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, my sister actually was debating on me about it being called Agretsuko was what she called it. And of course season 3 came out, and that's when the manager guy was like, Agretzko! And I was like, yes!
Yeah, and she's like,
I win!
that's right.
we had a bet $20, and like 2 seasons later, that $20 was mine. So
So you should have charged her interest for that. You're
I
like, hey,
really
it's been
should
years.
have. I really.
Now it's
should've.
gonna be $200.
Ooh, that would have been sweet, but I would have felt a little bit bad because she's like.
Oh, family. I guess.
Well, not only family, but she's like little, so she doesn't have a job or anything. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I thought you were talking like older sister. Yeah. go ahead.
no, I am the what am I? Second eldest in the house.
Nice.
Yeah, and just last year actually, my parents had another kid, baby Marion.
Aw, congratulations. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. But no, congratulations to you. You got married.
Yeah, but yeah, so many things have happened since we last spoke. Like, Yeah, I like met someone which I never thought I would, and I got married, and now I'm king of the furries. It's been an adventure the past 5 years.
King of the furries, what?
Oh yeah. Oh, so speaking of Agretzko, the character I play in that, Haida, became very, very popular with the furry community. And so, like, they just started inviting me to conventions, and they were like, "Oh, I gotta meet Haida's voice guy." And then for some reason, and it really is a coincidence, it has nothing to do with that show. I kept booking anthropomorphic anime, like animal characters. So, like,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
cause aren't you Jack in Beastars or something like that?
I'm Jack and Beastars, so I'm talking doggo in that, and then I'm like I'm Shiro Ogami in BNA, so I'm like angry, angsty Batman wolf guy.
Oh, that was you
Um,
in that?
yeah, that's me
I
as that
didn't I
guy.
didn't recognize you. I thought it might have been, but I didn't.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
you're
me
like,
doing my dark brooding voice guy thing. And
wow.
and also like Vivzy Pop, she made like this thing called Zoophobia, and
Oh yeah.
that's yeah, I'm like a bully dog in that named Ruben, and I'm just like so I'm like I have like now like 4 different anthropomorphic animal characters, and I was also like Humphrey the for the Alpha and Omega sequels, but we don't talk about that. And so like yeah, so like now people are just like Ben, you are our king, and I'm like okay, that's a thing now, so hooray! And so like like if you look at my Twitter following, you might be like whoa. Ben has like 72,000 people. Yeah, most of those are furries. Not
Huh,
gonna lie.
I, I'm
Most of
I'm
them,
I'm looking this up
totally.
right now.
Oh yeah,
Oh
very
wow.
like two
First
thirds at
first
least.
one I see is Peppa Pig. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Peppa Pig.
Wow. So you became a
Yeah,
king since we last talked.
basically, yes. So
Do,
it's so things have happened
do
that I
you,
did not expect.
do you have a fursuit of Haida?
I do. I
No,
actually
I
do.
was joking. What?
So okay, here's so like I said, king of the furries. Here's what happened. One of them was like, one of them. That's such a mean way of saying it. A person online who is part of the furry community, said like, "Hey, can I make you a fursuit?" And I'm like, "Ha ha ha, sure." And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna make you one of Haida." I'm like, "Ha ha ha, that's hilarious." And he starts sending me like 3D models of what it's going to look like, and it's not like some kid like just drawing something freehand. Like it's clearly a 3D modeling program, and I'm like, oh, uh, okay. And so I give him some advice on like, oh, maybe make it look a little more like the character on the show. This looks a little too close to like just like a real hyena. And he's like, okay. And he makes modifications to it, and he shows it to me. I'm like, okay, I guess that's good. And he produces this thing, and he meets me at Anthrocon, which is like one of the big furry conventions where I'm a guest of honor. And he's like, here it is. And I'm like, okay. And so I have this thing. And yeah, if you look on YouTube and you type in like Ben Diskin Haida fursuit, something like that, there's like a video of me saying like Happy Halloween wearing the costume. So like yeah, I actually legit do have that. It's in my closet right now in a box.
Oh my god.
Yeah, things have gotten weird the past 5 years, my friend.
You really blew up. How's that thing go? Glue
Yeah,
up.
you could say blew up,
Yeah,
glowed
blow
up.
up.
I don't know. It's
Oh
something
my
like that.
god. Oh my god. Wait, I'm looking at it now.
Boo.
What are you booing me?
Why is that actually really well made though?
Right? Yeah. Like, here's the thing. Like, people give furries a really bad rap, and the truth is, there are some ridiculously talented artists in that community. And this guy literally just made this thing. I had to beg him to let me pay for at least the material because I was like, dude, this is so much labor and so much like work. And he's like, no, for free. It's for free. And I'm like, no, please. And he's like, all right, fine. And I like at least paid for like the material because like legally I can't purchase this because it's a copyrighted character.
Yeah.
And he'd get in trouble for selling that. But like, I'm like, all right. I paid him for like the materials themselves, and now I just own this thing. And like, yeah, it's just yeah. The summary is strange stuff has happened, but it's good stuff. It's good stuff. That's the takeaway from all this stuff.
Someone go into to go update Ben's Wikipedia page and just type that in right there.
Ben Diskin, King of the Furries.
King of the Furries.
Oh, but now it's actually, excuse me, now I have a co-crown, which is Jonah Scott, because he plays Legoshi, and that was like his first big role, was Legoshi on Beastars. So now there are two kings, and we share this title. So it's I'm a co-king of the furries. I should be fair.
Yeah.
But
Well,
that's
you
yeah.
were the first king of the furries, though. We can at least say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Man, Beastars got wild though. I've
Yeah.
I've read the manga. I haven't caught up to because I knew it just ended, but I need to finish it altogether.
Yeah, it's I'll be wrong. I'll be real with you. The ending to the manga is kind of like, oh, like it's not really much of an ending.
So
I was like,
it's not that satisfying, is what you're saying.
well, it's good. It's still good. It's just like they never go like there's never the this is the day Agretzko was born like thing in that where it's like and now Legoshi is the B star. Like it doesn't really happen. It's just sort of like the characters just kind of like go on with their lives and then like that's it. And it's like stay tuned for more Beast Complex stuff from the same author in the same world, but like it's kind of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. So I mean, the ending's kind of shmeh, but the manga overall is still really good. So it's still worth finishing.
Oh yeah, I guarantee that it will be. I mean, ending aside, but everything else about it is pretty darn good.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's go to the chat real quick. Tell him I love him, the Maniac Gamer. Wow.
Thanks, Maniac Gamer. Well, I appreciate your love. I didn't
Yeah.
realize there was actually like an entire chat. I thought it was just you and me talking this whole time.
No, sorry.
I'm sorry, chat.
After you had said yeah, you could go live. I just kind of threw this up and just did it. But
See, this is what happens when I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, it's fine. Honestly, like when I was editing the audio, I was like, man, this guy is like really genuine and happy when he gave his responses. Like
Aw.
even now, it is an absolute blast to just talk with you. You know, you're a chill guy. You're really enthusiastic, and you really mean what you say about all this stuff. So it's nice to conversate with an actor in the industry that's really happy about it?
I like to think that I'm pretty representative of who I am. I will say this, like there is some acting going on because like in real life I'm like the quiet guy at the table. Like if you're like having this conversation with me like at like I don't know a restaurant or something, I'll be like, oh yeah, oh yeah, totally, oh, okay, yeah, all right, anyway, bye. Like it's just like I'm very introverted, so like here I'm like, okay, all right, nobody's gonna get mad at me if I say a bunch of weird ass crap. So here we go, and then it just comes and falls out of my mouth. But yeah,
Understandable. I'm a little bit of the same way because I'm a little bit more energetic now. But as soon as like this is over, I'll probably just sit quietly and just get back to work.
oh totally, I feel you.
Yeah, I get that. So, did you by chance happen to actually look at the video yesterday when I threw that up, or?
I looked at part of it. I saw that you did a bunch of drawings and like kind of vaguely animated them.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, was there something about that you wish to talk about?
Yes, actually, because there was a part that I kept from the original interview about Kingdom Hearts 3. So it looks like you
I
are
wonder if
young
I'm gonna be
Xehanort.
in that. I don't know.
So it looks like
Yeah.
you did reprise it.
I did. Oh, thank goodness. Yes. Yeah, I'm glad they kept me around for that. That's like one of those weird jobs where like it comes out of nowhere and I'm like, okay, sure, I'll keep coming back for this. I just want them to take the mobile game like Dark Road and like turn it into something because I don't think anybody's actually playing that thing. And also it's like going offline in like I think a month. So, oh.
Wait, Dark Road?
So yeah, so there's Kingdom Hearts Union Cross is like their big mobile game where it's like it basically fills in the backstory of like prior to Xehanort, all of the shenanigans that went on, which will be relevant in whatever Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be. And they decided to do a spin-off of that. It's basically using the same engine, but it is called Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, and it's all about my character and how he goes from being like this pretty nice kid who's actually like kind of fun to this like master of darkness basically. and it started to get into a story, and now it's just kind of dead because I think people are just kind of tired of the mobile game thing, so they're basically just going to take it offline in like a month. So it didn't even complete the story.
Oh, it's not even done.
No, it got to a
Wow.
point where like they're talking about like, hey, so what is darkness really? And then like that's it. Like, oh, okay,
Wow. Well,
yeah.
if they do exactly what they did with the re-releases, like 1.5, 2.5, and all that, most likely they will do something with it, but it'll be like a
Like a
in-game
movie.
cinematic. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
exactly what I was going
yeah.
with that.
Yeah, there was some sort of thing I think in one of the anthologies where it's like they took like the entire story of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and just said we're gonna make a CG movie. There you
Yeah.
go. This is what happened. It might be something like that. If they did that, I'd be like, okay, I'll come back.
I mean, it
That'd be
wasn't.
cool.
I'm not gonna lie, that was really good, but I hated how not everything was explained.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Okay.
Um, I want you to know something.
All
It will
right.
never be explained. There are, listen, this is Kingdom Hearts, man. The entire thing is like so confusing. There will always be some sort of crazy plot hole that like nobody will be able to fill, and we'll all be guessing about it until like the game series is completely over. Like I don't think that they could possibly give a satisfactory like answer to everything because there's so much stuff. It's Kingdom Hearts.
I
That's my answers. It's Kingdom Hearts, bruh.
I
That's as good
I
as it's gonna
believe it.
get.
I honestly believe it because like even now, just from watching my brother play it, it's like so many things aren't answered per se, and I'm just sitting here
Yeah.
like, oh, because Remind came out. I remember that for Kingdom
Mm-hmm.
Hearts 3, the DLC, and I was sitting there, and I'm just like, so several of my questions weren't answered, and now I have five more
More.
questions on top of that.
Yep.
So
I think
that
that that's their plan. Like, I think what they do is they go, what if we just keep putting in stuff that confuses the heck out of people? They'll never know what's actually important, and then we can just be like, it was all a dream. And that, like, that's what Kingdom Hearts 5 is going to be. It's going to be like some live action image of like some like Japanese kid waking up in his bed going like, oh, oh, huh. That was weird, and like that's the ending, and that's the whole series is over, and then it's like, and then like he looks out his window, and like you see somebody casting Faraga, and he's like, no, and then it ends, and it's like the weird cliffhanger that makes no sense, and we're all going, this is the son of a I freaking that's gonna be the Kingdom Hearts final remix ultra ending, 375 days over to
I'm
unlimited edition.
I'm pretty sure I would hate that because I really do hate that trope where it's just like it was all a dream, so all the death and things that you experience was just in your
Or
head.
was it?
Dum dum
Ooh,
dum.
yeah. But I do actually like Kingdom Hearts. It's fun. It's just it's if you basically just step back and go, "Hey, I'm going to beat up characters in Disney worlds. This is wacky. This is fun." It's a really really enjoyable series. If you dig too deep, you can go crazy though.
Yeah, that's honestly understandable. It's definitely a fun game, especially with all the references that they have with their other Square Enix properties, like they did. What was that? Final Fantasy, The World Ends with You at one point. You know, it's
Yep.
really cool.
Yeah, no, I like it. I think it's fun that they can just kind of I think it's their series where they're like, look, anything goes. It's fine. We'll make it work in like a future game. We'll explain that later. And then maybe they do, or maybe they don't. And it's like, well, it's still a fun game to play, so nobody was really that mad.
Yeah, yeah. Um, shooting fish in a barrel for questions now.
Oh,
This is the
okay.
relaxed type of stream, honestly. Let's see here. Uh, honestly, I don't know what's been new for you regarding I guess daily day to day life. Like, do you have more time now that Corona and whatnot?
Kinda, sorta. So, I mean, like, I do, but I don't. So, in other words, like, because I'm doing all my work in one place, it means I can pack more things into the day. So, in theory, I have more time because I don't have to go driving all over Los Angeles. but I also can pack more into the day. So in theory, I also have no time at all. So it's like this weird thing of like, hey, Ben, my friends are like, well, you want to come hang out? And I'm like, yeah, but I'm working. Or yeah, but I have like a bunch of auditions to do and I've been putting them off and they're all doing an hour. So I got to take care of it now. And then there's periods of time where I'm like, wow, I have all day, nothing to do, no work, no auditions, and I just like watch TV the entire day, trapped inside, going a little bonkers. So it's so yes and also no.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the comments a bit for some questions. What is the best way to start off voice acting, and what are good things to do to not kill your voice?
Oh wow. Well, geez, this is a bit of a loaded question. So and well, I don't know if loaded is the right term, but like, okay, basically, it depends on what kind of acting you want to do. So, for instance, the voiceover industry, it covers a giant section of just the acting industry in general. You'll find voiceover virtually everywhere. So, for instance, like there are things that people don't think about, like loop group work, which is where, if you ever watched a movie, in the background you'll see like a bunch of people having a conversation, and in the foreground are the main characters having the important conversation. Well,
Mm-hmm.
when they film that, those people in the background are actually just pretending to have a conversation, because if they really are talking, then like the microphone that's picking up the main actors is also picking them up, and that makes editing this stuff really difficult. So they just pretend to be having conversations, and then we come in as a loop group. It's a bunch of voice actors, and we show up, and somebody goes, all right, you're going to play that kid over there talking to his parents about whatever's on the menu. You're going to be his mom. You're going to be his dad. And so then we just make up like improvise a simple little kind of boring conversation that won't detract from the main conversation the main characters are having. And like, there are actors who do literally nothing but loop group work. You don't know who they are. You don't know whether or not they're any good, but they work nonstop, and that is their entire source of income. They work constantly, and they get paid really well to do it. And people think like, well, that's boring. I don't want that. It depends. So there are people out there who have great acting careers, and they just go, you know what? I'm having a lull. I'm going to do a bunch of loop group stuff. I happen to have an in with one of those people. And here's the thing. If you wanted to do that, then you said, Ben, how do I get involved in a loop group? I would say, I have absolutely no idea. Like, I have done loop group work before, but it's like that guy who ran it randomly thought of me and said, hey, want to come in and do this thing? And I said, hey, okay. So like giving advice on how to get into that, no idea. Then you have something like, say, the anime industry, right? It's a little bit more straightforward. For those, there are places you can go that will teach you how to dub. They're not really necessarily acting classes. So you definitely want to make sure that you're already a good actor before you do this. Before you do any of this stuff, make sure you really know how to act. But then there are classes you can take that are like, hey, come into the studio and we will put you in a dubbing situation and we'll teach you how to do this. And sometimes they go, wow, you're already really good at this. Well, dang, we'll just start sending you auditions, and that's how you get in. And it's like a very straightforward path in. Then you're talking about things that are like, say, original animation and video games. These can be a little more complicated because a lot of the times it's a recommendation that will get you in. So it becomes sort of a it's not about who you know, it's about who knows you. Like who's like, oh wow, this person is so good, I've got to tell other people about them, and then that's how those people find out about you, and then they send you auditions, and then you're in with them. So it's a whole. Oh, then there's of course there's union work, which is like that's where the higher paying jobs are, and for that you really need a talent agent, because most of the time like those auditions aren't going to get sent to like just to you directly. Like something from, say, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon or Disney, that's going to get sent to talent agencies, and if you don't have an agent, good luck getting those auditions in the first place. So like that's kind of one of the tough things about answering this question, is there's just a bunch of answers. But one thing I can say with absolute certainty, if you ever have questions about the voiceover industry and you just don't know where to turn, there is a 100% free website that you can go to right now. There's no subscription, there's no attempt to charge you for any money for anything at all. It is iwanttobeavoiceactor.com. This is D. Bradley Baker's website. If you don't know D's name,
Oh my
D
god.
is D is one of the top guys in the voiceover industry, especially when it comes to creature sounds. This dude is a legend, and he basically basically, no, he literally runs this website and just posts information for free. It's all organized. It tells you everything you need to know. How do I get an agent? I want to be a voiceactor.com. What are good ways to take care of my throat? I want to be a voiceactor.com. All of this info is right there, and it's like really, really well written, unlike something that I'm just going to like spew out of my mouth right now. So I highly recommend if you are curious, I want to be a voiceactor.com. Completely free. He is constantly updating it too. It's not like something that's like decades old and is irrelevant, constantly keeping it up to date. Very highly recommend you take it down. But if you want some like quick advice to like how to not damage your throat, it's actually not too complicated. What you want to do is ask, does this hurt? Like, do whatever that thing is for like a few minutes. If it starts to really hurt, stop doing it. That's basically the answer. So like if you like you know the Cookie Monster voice, me Cookie Monster, blah 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 blah. Some people can do that all day long and they're fine because people are built differently, and other people they go me cookie, me cookie, and they're like in horrible pain, right? So if you're that guy, that Cookie Monster voice, it ain't for you. Don't do it. It's really, really common sense stuff. Then there are things like taking care of your throat. So if you are doing something that is very vocally stressful, like lots of yelling, I would say it's going to depend on, again, your physiology. Everybody's different. For me, I like either black or herbal tea with a little bit of honey in it. Some people will get this stuff it's basically Chinese cough syrup. I'm going to absolutely straight up butcher the name, so anybody who actually speaks Mandarin will tell you I'm totally off, but it's spelled Nimjom Pe Pa Kwa. I think it's actually pronounced like Pipa Gao or something like that. It is literally a form of Chinese cough syrup, but it's all natural, and it's people can just drink this stuff straight, and it's really good for like soothing a sore throat. Fred Tatasciore, who plays the Incredible Hulk, he relies on this stuff religiously because it's such a screaming, loud role, and that's how he protects his voice. Some people will actually do weird stuff, like they will, despite the fact that everybody says don't drink milk, it's bad, they'll just drink milk, and it actually works for their particular physiology and their throat. So it's different for everybody. So you want to experiment, right? First, start off with the stuff that you know is probably not going to mess you up, like tea and honey, and see if that helps. And if it's not, I would recommend the again, sorry, Nimjung Pe Pa Kwa, which I'm sure is totally wrong. That's not a bad idea, and go from there and figure things out and see what works for your particular throat. Like what I've learned, weirdly, is that green tea makes me super, super smacky, and by smacky I mean like lots of mouth noises when I'm talking, and so does coffee. So if I'm gonna have coffee, I'll drink coffee because I love coffee, and I'll make sure there's no milk in it because that can also mess with your throat, and it does mess with mine in particular. And then I'm just constantly chugging water. So that way, yeah, I get the caffeine, but I'm also ultra rehydrating myself nonstop with like tons and tons and tons of water. So those are probably the best ways of protecting your voice. It's basically use your common sense and then figure out what makes your throat feel good. I know that's like very reductive, but that's the truth. I hope that helped. That this long ass winded answer actually helped somebody out there. So I hope that was good for you, person in the comments section.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm looking at the responses. Oh my god, yes. Seems complicated. I'm going to the site, so I guess it does help. Yeah, I guess.
Yay!
It did. So I've been hearing a little bit of whispers online about Kids Next Door related topics. You know.
Okay.
Any word on Galactic Kids Next Door being a thing?
Well,
HBO?
here's all I can say is that I know. And I'll be real with you, I don't know how long ago this was, so don't take this as some sort of contemporary news. It could be years old. Was that Tom had tried to approach Cartoon Network and I believe HBO about this series, but like I've heard absolutely nothing. Like whether or not like that's actually like if maybe he's doing that again and he's trying a second time. I have no idea. So unfortunately, no, I have no news. All I know is that it is still a show that Tom Warburton, the creator of Kids Next Door, does want to make. That is still a thing, but because of the way the rights work, like he can't just like make his own show. He doesn't actually own the rights to Kids Next Door. That's something that like Cartoon Network owns the rights to. So it's really up to them. If they look at this and they go, nah, we tried rebooting Powerpuff Girls a while ago, and kind of mixed results. Nah. Well, then that's the answer, and there's nothing that like anybody can do about it. So, no, I have no news. That's the honest truth. Sorry.
Well, I guess we gotta wait a little bit more to see if it'll be a thing or not. Oh well.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Empty Cloak asks, have you ever thought about doing off-brand?
I would need to have context for what off-brand is, because I don't know what that is.
Zach, do you know what off-brand is?
Off-brand?
Yeah.
Why are you asking me?
Wait, who is that?
Oh, that's my older brother.
Hi, older brother.
Bid says hi.
Hello, Mr. Diskin.
Yeah, I'm currently recording this inside my room. My baby sister went down for a nap, so I went to the farthest parts of my house to make sure that she doesn't wake up and whatnot.
Nice.
So, yeah. Okay, well, until we figure out what the heck off-brand is, let's go with this. Can you say some Joseph Joestar lines? That's up to Ben.
Next you'll say, can you say some Joseph Joestar lines? Do you have any idea how often I hear that? Come here. How about that? How's that? Is that good? I don't remember what I did for that voice. I think it's just old number one. I think that's all that was.
Yeah, honestly. Oh,
yeah.
My God. Oh, he freaked out. He's like, yes! Empty Cloak responded about the off-brand. Oh, hentai. That's what he meant.
Oh, God. Here's the thing. There is a part of me that's like, that would be funny, but like only if I could like hide my name by like doing like the worst job ever and call myself like credited as Benjina Diskin.
Oh my God.
That would have been like, then I was like, that would be funny, but then I'm like, what if somebody like Disney sees this and then like they hire me to be like, this will never happen, but like the new voice of Mickey Mouse, and then people are like, hey, did you know that the new voice of Mickey Mouse did a porn? And it's like that, and then I'm fired. So I'm like, as funny as that would be for me personally, because that is my total sense of humor, it ain't worth the risk. So no, I'm not gonna do quote off-brand, aka hentai, aka pornography. So no. The answer is no.
Yeah, that's probably a smart decision, but I hear that some YouTuber, CDogVA, like does redubbing of old, at least the bad scenes. That's not pornographic anyway. I mean, heck,
that's probably not going to get you too much in trouble. I mean, and also like it's clear it's meant for parody, but like the actual real thing, I'd be like, I don't think so. No, that's a mistake.
King Zeno says, "Do it when you're 60."
Ew. Nobody wants to hear that. Ugh.
Oh my God, tell him that he'd be just like Dan Green.
Oh God.
Right.
Have
you
that's
seen
right,
that
I
clip?
guess. Yeah. Well, I know that he used. Well, listen, the guys in New York, sometimes the opportunities are what they are, and you got to make a living. And I don't judge people who do hentai.
Oh,
but
yeah,
I'm like, if I don't have to, yeah, I'm not going to. But if I'm like, look, man, I am desperate for work. I'm broke. Oh yeah, I'm going to be groaning and doing all that stuff. If it comes really down to it, yeah, I'm not too proud.
Yeah.
Ain't too proud to beg, sweetheart.
No,
So,
understandable.
Yeah.
But apparently the only reason why the Dan Green thing was so, I guess, big, apparently in the meme community, is because there's some sort of a line where he just says, "Now cluck like a chicken." It is weird. I don't know if this is like an official translation or if this is just like what they wrote, but that was the line.
That's amazing. That is incredible. And I've never heard that. Oh my God. Well, see, now I know what I'm looking up. I'm just gonna be like, I just want to see it. It just sounds funny.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. Like there's nothing too bad happening, which is
and
probably
I'm assuming this is his like Yu-Gi-Oh voice too.
Yeah,
so
it's the
like Yami.
Yeah, it's the
Of course.
Yami one, the masculine one. Oh my God, it was crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go back to the chat. Something about a Bleach character. Ask him if he remembers voicing Sizalo Aporo in Bleach. I don't know how that's pronounced.
That was very close. It's a Scialopero is how they say it.
Ah.
But yeah, that was one of my earlier jobs. That was just like I remember that the specific thing that was weird about that was they had to change the name of his. I keep wanting to say Keyblade. That's not Zanpakuto.
Yeah.
Of his sword, because in like the actual real one, I believe, and I apologize if there's anybody who speaks Spanish, it's fornicaras.
Mhm.
So, which would loosely translate to fuckers. I apologize again for the language.
Whoa! Wait, it does?
Yeah, so like something along those lines. It literally means to fornicate, because this guy is like kind of like a sex-based bad guy. Like he literally swallows his sword as like the way he transforms. Anyway, they had to change it to like La Lujuriosa or something like that, which is like the lustful. And like some people were like, that's not fair. You should just say, and like guys, Spanish language it still counts. It's still a bad word. Like, no, you can't just say that on national television just because the rest of the show's in English. And this was airing on Toonami. So we had to change that. But like other than that, yeah, like dude, that dude, holy cow, he dies. Spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen Bleach at this point. I mean, I'm sorry, it's kind of an old show at this point. He dies in like the most disturbing way. Like, holy cow.
How does he die?
So he invents. I think it's what he does. Like he puts like this like. It's somehow he gets poisoned. Oh, that's right. The guy who kills him is like technically a good guy, but he's also like this mad scientist dude who's like experiments on people. He's like really messed up.
Yeah.
He gives him this poison that effectively speeds up his brain activity to the point where he thinks that everything is happening in slow motion.
Mhm.
So he experiences everything like a fraction of a second takes like a year for him. And so what the guy does is after poisoning him with this thing that screws with his brain, he gets like this a sword stabbing through his throat, but it's happening super slowly. So it's like he dies for like eternity in his own mind. It's like a messed up way of going, and I'm like, good lord. I mean, he wasn't a good person. He's a bad guy, but like I'm like, even he didn't deserve that. That's like horrendous. So yeah.
Damn, I did not know that.
Yeah, my boy died hard. That is not a good day for him.
No. Let's see. King Zexo asks, you gotta ask, any roles you wish you could redo?
Most of them, but that's because I'm pretty hard on myself. And it's not really a great answer, but like, yeah, you know, I think it's a good thing when you can look back at yourself from like, 5+ years ago and go, oh wow, that was terrible. What I should have said, what I should have done is thing here. Like, I mean, like, I listened to part of our interview that we did last time that you uploaded recently, right? And I was like, gosh, I just sound like I have like no energy and like I don't want to be there, which is ironic because you were like, you sound like you want to be here. I was like, oh god, listening to myself, I'm like, I sound like some guy going like, yeah, sure, I'll answer your question, whatever, anime Ronaldo, whatever your name is. God, that's how it sounds to me. I sound like a dick, and I'm like, oh my god, no, past Ben, no, stop being so rude. What the hell? So like, I don't know, like that's yeah. So like, I always look back at my past work and go, oh, geez, what was I thinking? That is terrible. And I think that's a good thing. I think it shows some form of growth as a performer, and when you do that for like real life too, when you're like, you look at a tweet from like 10 years ago and you go, oh god, that's what I thought. What the hell was wrong with me back then? That's I feel like that's a good sign,
Yeah.
So I'm okay with the fact that I'm hard on myself. I'd rather be that than like just think everything I do is just great. It's so talented. Just me kissing my own butt. Excuse me. I'm very flexible. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Even when I found the recording, I listened to myself. Oof, I had like no confidence. I was super nervous. That's why I was like, nope, I may re-upload this, but let me redub over my own voice so it sounds at least pleasing. If I had a way to contact you, I would have offered you to redub yourself, but nope.
That's okay. It's all good. It's better to just do it fresh anyway. This is the HD version, so it's basically like, it's like higher quality anyway, so it's like good.
I think that might be what I titled the video. Ben Diskin interview 2.5 over 300 days final chapter prologue remix.
Excellent. I would have it no other way. That is perfect.
Now I just gotta remember what the heck I said. Oh man.
Well, this was at approximately the 44-minute mark. So if you ever need to, 44 mins, right around there.
Perfect. 44 minutes. Got it. Remember
Yes.
that.
Perfect.
Right. Okie dokie. Frick, let me see, what other questions do we got here? Everyone's their worst critic. Was there any character from an anime or show you like that you wish you could voice?
I mean, yeah, but like it's one of those things where I'm like, I wish I could have played this character, but then I'm like, that being said, the guy they got did such a good job, and that's why I like the character in the first place.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't actually want, like, I love Death Note. I think it's like an incredible series, and like L is amazing, and I'd be like, oh man, if only I could have played L. And then I'm just like, yeah, but the guy they got is like amazing, and that's why I like L. So no, I wouldn't want to like redo somebody else's work. So it's like, nah. No, I don't really have too many animu regrets, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
That was weird. I don't know why I said it like that. Oh well.
Oh well. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely do get and understand that. Like, the character is lovable due to the fact of who they got. You can't top that.
No, that's the way it is.
Yeah. Okay. I think one of my friends sent me a message about talk about the jet lag of different fandoms. Like, what are the reactions of going from one series to the next?
Yeah, I guess there can be some emotional whiplash where it's like you go from doing like a funny preschool show where you're silly and wacky, and then like as soon as you're done with that, you immediately have to go to another session, and like it's like this grounded, realistic performance for like a video game, and you just have to like shove all that crazy cartoon energy you just had out of the way. But I find that it's gotten easier for me as I grow older and crazier, where I'm just like good at compartmentalizing things. So like, for instance, as soon as I'm done with this interview with you, I'm probably going to go take a shower because I smell real bad because I'm in my booth for almost an hour. And then I'm gonna like do a bunch of auditions, and let's see, I've got one that's like a commercial for something. I have no idea. I'm gonna say, yeah, Texaco. I don't know, something like that. And I just got to be like, regular guy. Like, hey man, how's it going? I'm just a guy, and I'm just talking like whatever, because that's what they want. They want like very down to earth, like just I'm just a person, and I don't. I'm not a trained actor, but here I am. But somehow I'm on a professional recording equipment, and it sounds okay. And then I'm gonna have to do some sort of audition for. It's a video game. I think it's like a war game.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not Call of Duty, but it's that kind of like, get down, incoming grenade. So I'm gonna have to get ready to just scream my guts out. And I get used to that after a while. I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna be a person with multiple personalities today, and that's my life. So yeah, it's not really as hard as you'd think after a while.
Yeah.
Insane helps.
Yeah, after like so many years of voice acting, it should be like right away for you just to go from, hey, how's it going, everyone, to, everyone ready to play?
Yep, exactly. That's what it is. That's the gig.
That's the life of an actor.
Yes. And also somebody in a mental institution. So
mental institution.
If this doesn't work out, yeah, there's a part of me that's like, I wonder if I'm actually really just a crazy person somewhere in some padded room, and I just think I'm a voice actor, and they're like, oh, there he is. There's poor Ben. Yeah, he really thinks he's in cartoons, and I'm just in a straitjacket going, I'm a cartoon. Everybody likes me.
Wow.
And yeah, and this is all in my imagination. So hey, at least I got a really vivid one, right? Right, Ronald. Yeah, I'm imagining you. So yeah, you're a whole person. That's pretty impressive.
Ooh, yeah. I'm not even here. Ooh.
You're not even here. Oh my God.
Going back to Death Note real quick though. Yeah, I remember you would what do you call it?
talked about it?
Sorry, yeah, I remember we had talked about it last time, and I remember you.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, you would even. I think I asked you about favorite anime, and that's what you had said was Death Note. But
Yep.
going back to you, like not being L. I mean, if they ever decide to animate the one shot that they did a year or two ago, you know, they got that Nero character grew up a bit. I mean, maybe you could probably voice him.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Who knows? I mean, I would certainly audition for it because I mean, at that point, it would be weird if he still sounded like a little child.
Yeah.
Because I think they would have to at that point, I'm like, all right, well, they have to hire an adult guy to play him, so like that wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You'll
I would always try out.
You'll do the L roll through Nero.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Same thing.
I had realized though that going off to Kingdom Hearts real quick, young Master Ericus was played by I think it was Drake Bell from Drake and Josh.
Correct.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you were also in Drake and Josh as well. Like that was
just one episode, but yeah.
Yeah, it was still weird though because my brother was like, "Wait a minute, Xehanort and Ericus met all the way back in Drake and Josh? What?"
The weird thing too is that my character, who's like the whole shtick is like, Josh has like a lucky shirt, and Drake is like, your shirt isn't lucky, but like lucky things keep happening to him, and so like I'm like this kid whose parents are gonna go join a cult, and therefore I can't play video games anymore. So I'm giving him all my video games, and like one of my lines is like, well, time to go shave my head. And then it like turns into like old Master Xehanort who's bald. So it's, I don't know, man. It's destiny. It's Disney destiny and Square destiny.
I wonder if the people who casted for Kingdom Hearts was just watching Drake and Josh. It's like, get that man to be young Ericus.
I don't know how he got his role. So who the truck knows?
Yeah, honestly. How did you like voicing Sai in Naruto Shippuden?
Sai is an interesting character to play, because, when you first meet Sai in Naruto Shippuden, he is basically, like, I don't want to say he's a robot, but he literally has a jutsu on him that, like, basically locks his emotions and is, like, turns him into this, like, ice-cold killer, basically. And he's sort of like, I'm trying to find myself, but right now I sound sort of like a GPS system. You know, it's that kind of like, I'm cold, but maybe there might be some soul. And then the jutsu gets broken, and now he kind of has emotion, but he's still sort of the same guy. So now it's like, hey guys, it's me, Ibari Sai. And you're like, whoa, that's weird. So it's like, it's figuring out exactly how much of the, I'm here, I'm ready to do the job sound he needs to have versus like, like, no, it's cool. Like, I actually got married, I have a kid, relatively, like, happy home life, everything's fine, like, and may have it make sense because now he's in Boruto and he's like a father and also like an instructor, I think, at the school. So yeah, it's a fun role because it's changed, but it also stays the same. So yeah, it's a fun role.
Yeah,
that's my answer.
I'd honestly imagine. When we had talked back in 2016, I'd asked you about dream roles and whatnot, and from recently listening to it, it was, well, at least one of them was, I really want to voice a serious type character, one that's like straightforward, and then you played the main guy in a race that was somewhat serious.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. So has it changed from then, or is it still the same, or?
Well, I would say, So, what's happened? The main change for me, it has been I'm getting cast more now, not constantly, of course, but to just do my regular speaking voice, where they're like, no, we don't want a character, we just want you, talking, and that used to never be a thing. You'd be always like, you sound too nasally and dorky to be the main guy, or you don't sound dorky enough to play the dork, so we don't know what to do with you, so do a voice, do it. Yeah, that's the one we'll go with. But like Haida and Agretzko, it's just me talking. It's just me going like, hey, it's me, Ben, and this time I'm a hyena and I work in an office, yoop-de-doop-de-doop. And so like that sort of stuff has started to become a little more prevalent, especially for like live action stuff, like live action dubbings. I don't know why I said live action dubbing, singular, Ben, you weirdo. Like it's they definitely don't want a cartoon voice because they're like, no, we have to convince people that these are real human beings. So you can't be like, hey guys, that's me, I'm a real person. And then they see like an actual live action person with like subtle facial expressions sounding like that. Like, no, that sounds terrible. So like for that stuff, it's just, then we want you to play this character. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? And they're like, what you're doing right now, that's fine. I'm like, yeah, okay. So that sort of stuff. But for the most part, that's really the only change. Is there's breaks from weird, crazy, vocally stressful stuff to just, hey, hi, okay, bye, like normal, like guy voice thing.
Yeah.
Did that answer your question? I don't know if I don't even know if I'm making any sense at this point.
No,
I should probably
you are. You're good.
should probably crack the door open at some point and get some air in here. One moment.
Let's turn to a hot box in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I remember you also said about doing the motion cap for a Spider-Man game. That was your other thing too.
I kind of did.
Oh, did you? Did
well,
you?
Okay. So for the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man game, I did do a little teeny tiny bit of mocap. I was like one of the officers at like, I think it's Miles Morales' dad's funeral.
Yeah.
And like I did like I don't say anything, but I'm like the guy who like hands like a flag, like a ceremonially folded flag to like someone else. Like that was it. So I'm like, I did it. So technically speaking, but like it's not like I'm actually Spider-Man. Oh, and it turns out what I learned is that if you're the voice of Spider-Man in a game, you don't do your own mocap really. Like you'll do it for like the Peter Parker stuff where you're just like walking around and talking, or for like a scene where like Spider-Man's on the roof and he's having a conversation. But like they did not like strap Yuri Lowenthal into a trapeze and send him swinging around like some shit. And that's what I wanted to do. And it turns out like they're like, no, what are you, crazy? We're gonna get an actual stuntman to do that who knows what the hell he's doing. And I'm like, oh, you know, that makes a lot more sense because yeah, I would actually probably break every bone in my body if I tried to do that. So good call.
Yeah.
So my dream will basically never come true, but I was in the game and I'll take it.
At least you
That
were,
was fun.
and you did mocap, so you kind of did it. You were in Spider-Man, not as him, but mocap, so you somewhat did it. Yeah.
Listen, I hit the target. I didn't hit the bullseye, but I hit the target. I'll take it.
And that is honestly all that truly matters at that point.
Yes.
Oh man, jeez. I before we continue or get to another question, I really do want to say thank you because the advice that you gave me back then, I'm not gonna lie, I really took that to heart and followed through with it.
God, I hope it was good advice.
Yeah, you basically
I don't know what I said back then.
You basically had said, listen, kid, so act lessons, and even if you can and if you're good at acting, then basically don't just like pack all your stuff and immediately move out to where all the jobs are, because then you're gonna waste your money and it takes a while, then you're going back home with broken dreams and whatnot. So it was relatively good advice, and I'm glad I actually listened because oh boy, that's exactly what I was planning to do as soon as I turned 18.
Uh-oh. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's really weird is that now, because of the pandemic, so it used to be like studios were like, we will not accept you recording at home in your freaking closet. What, are you kidding me? Now, because everybody basically has to do that to stay safe, they're actually opening up. So like there are studios in Los Angeles that are working with people in, say, Texas, who have like a decent at-home recording setup and good microphones and equipment, and they're using it. It takes some time. They have to clean up the audio, but like they're doing it. And some of them, I said to them, I said, hey, so once the pandemic is over, does that mean we all just come back to recording in studio? And what they said was, I'm not sure. I mean, you know, like some of these guys at home, they have good enough recording equipment that we can use it. So I don't know. I don't think you really need to live in LA anymore. Like that's what I'm hearing. And it's something I never thought I would hear ever, at all. So this has changed things possibly for the better. But it feels like it's a new world a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I prefer to do it in studio, but you know, if you don't have the money to move, but you do want to be in this stuff, it's not a bad idea now to see if you can submit yourself to studios to be on their talent roster for this stuff. They might just use you. It's kind of cool.
How the heck do you even do that? Submit your stuff to studios? Like, do you need to know someone or?
So okay, you don't need to know someone, but that helps a lot. Like for instance, if like let's say you're friends with like somebody who's really in with Studio X, right? That's
Right.
not actually a studio. I'm just Studio
Yeah,
X.
an example.
Um, right. That person then says, "Hey, listen. So, I know a friend of mine. He's a voice actor. He's really good.
Hmm.
You've never heard of him before. Can I give you his contact info?" And they go, "Oh, actor Y. We've known you for so long. Sure, yeah, we'll listen to his demo." And then that's what happens. The other option, and this is what most people tend to do, is cold emailing, which is basically like you write to them and you find their email address online, and you say, "Hey, I'm a voice actor. I live in blah blah blah. This is my equipment. I would really like to be considered for auditions for characters. Would you give my demo a listen? And if you like it, maybe send me some auditions." Like that's how a lot of people do this. It's the most direct way to make that happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll say like, "No, we don't want any new people. We got plenty of them. Leave me, screw off, you little." And other times they're just like, "All right, yeah, send it in. Send it to." And they might give you a different address and say, "This is where we want you to send submissions,"
Mm.
and you do. And then you just wait and see, and who knows? And then if you haven't gotten anything, maybe you check in like say a month later and be like, "Hey, sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but like, did you guys get a chance to listen to this? Because it takes a while for them to get through all those things."
Oh yeah.
And that's it. I mean, that's how a lot of people get in. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. That's smart. So what you're saying is, you could hook me up.
Oh, totally. Yes.
That's
Yes. Without knowing any of your acting background, I will totes give you a professional. No. Yeah.
I didn't actually think you'd do it.
No, I know.
Oh,
to,
God,
to,
no.
to anybody, but like to anybody who's out there who like thinks this, because I read this very interesting Twitter thread that is now deleted, and it's basically this guy saying like, "Man, there's so much gatekeeping. Nobody wants to help me. I'm new, and I just want people to like make recommendations for me." And I do want to clarify. When actors don't give recommendations, it's actually not what it looks like. So a lot of times people think this is an actor going, "I don't want any new competition. No, I want all the roles for me." But what it really is if I make this recommendation to this casting director and this actor does not impress them, I have wasted their time. They look bad to whoever they hired, because if they just hired this person based on my recommendation, they look bad. I look like a jerk. And so now if I ever like really do meet somebody I know for sure is freaking amazing and I make that recommendation, it could actually backfire and hurt that new actor. They go, "Oh man, it's one of those Ben Diskin recommendations. This guy must suck." And then that new actor who legitimately is like super talented and ultra ambitious and ready for the real world of like professional VO can't get work, and he has no idea why, and it's all because I made like a bunch of like ridiculous requests. So like everybody has to be very very careful with professional recommendations, and
Yeah.
that's why we do it. That's why we're like that. So if you are an amateur voice actor, you've approached a professional and you're like, "Will you please send studios my demo?" and we'd say no, or we just go that's why. It's not because we don't like you. It's because we just don't want to either make somebody else look bad or make ourselves look bad, or worse, make somebody we've yet to even recommend look bad. That's what's up with that, in case anybody out there is curious.
That definitely clarifies it for I know a lot of people who has the gatekeeping thing in mind, but that honestly does make sense.
Yeah, I hate it though. I mean, it's like I wish I could just be like, "Yeah, man, sure, yeah, just send me your thing, and yeah, I'll send it. Who cares?" And like, what's the worst that'll happen? But like, no, there are actual consequences for making recommendations that don't turn out well, unfortunately. So
No, yeah, that's honestly understandable.
yeah.
Yeah. Ben just gives me a crisp high five, and we'll call it a day.
Okay, here we go. Here it is. Ready? There you go. There's your crisp high five.
There it is, King Zexo. There's your crisp high five. How much time do you have left? Because I know you said you gotta do something later on.
Yeah, I would say probably like 10 minutes. 10 minutes tops. Is that okay?
Yeah, 10 minutes is fine. I mean, honestly, the fact that you even agreed to do a follow-up after so many years was really amazing. Like, it was a possibility, but then you were like, "How about tomorrow?" And it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
really?
like this. Well, like remember you were like, "Are you busy?" And I'm just like, "No," because like sometimes, yeah, I'm super swamped. I have no time, and today I'm just like, I have nothing to do today except well later I do, but like I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, do you want to do it like now? This is fine. So yay.
Man,
You caught me at the perfect time.
I know, right? It paid off to upload that video yesterday. Let's go. Oh, man. Let's go to the chat. Wow, never wash your hands again. Oh, how did you get into the VisiPop, that animation short thing? Like, how'd that go about?
Sure. So, like, I don't actually know Viv's. I should not refer to her as a familiar person when I just said I don't know her. I don't know VisiPop. She is not a friend of mine that, like, we hang out or anything like that. I don't know her personally, but the person who is casting Zoophobia is Kellen Goff, and Kellen is a voice actor who I do know.
Oh, Kellen Goff, yeah, Diavolo and Overhaul in My Hero Academia.
Correct. Yes. And so he was doing the voice and casting directing for that, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to try out for this?" And I said, "Yes, that sounds cool. I like Hell of a Boss and has been, so hell yeah." And that's how I auditioned for it. And that's how I got the role. And also, like, I got it, I think, despite, like, not really understanding the source material, because, like, so Zoophobia is basically VisiPop's, like, TV PG, like, thing. Like, it's her PG property. There's no swearing. There's violence, but it's like PG violence. It's not like blood and guts and gore and horrific shit.
Yeah, it's more cartoon humor.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, my audition, because my character is the bully, I just started swearing and ad-libbing a bunch of, like, just really, really, really mean stuff in it. And I was like, and then I learned, like, oh, apparently it's actually not supposed to be quite that bad. Because I was like, oh yeah, Hell of a Boss, she's fine with that. And so, like, yeah, like, it involves, the audition involved me pretending to get a phone call in the middle of the audition from my mother and screaming the C word at her. So, like, yeah, and I'm like, I'm glad that Viv has a good sense of humor about that, and she's like, it's fine, the voice is what we want, so we'll give him a chance. So that was my first impression, was not being so good. I was a bad boy, but I was in character. It was for the character, not for my. I would never call my actual mother that word.
Oh
ever.
God, no.
But like, yeah, no, that's, yeah. So sometimes you take a risk and it pays off, and other times you look like a horrible human being.
Yeah.
There you go.
Maniac Gamer asks, do you sing?
Do I sing? No, God, not well. No. The answer is no. And here's, you know what? You asked me a while ago in this interview, like, so what's changed? You know what's freaking changed? People keep hiring me, not telling me the character needs to sing, and then being like, you can sing, right? And I'm like, wow, no. And so they just sort of have to do the best they can with whatever falls out of my mouth.
Oh yeah, because did you do a song and or rap in Gretzko season 3?
Well, so okay, that I don't consider that singing, because that's literally me basically here, me just doing this with the microphone.
You cut out.
Oh, I cut out. Oh man, I even turned it all the way down. Dang it. Okay,
you're recording on your end, so it works perfectly.
Basically, it's just me yelling. It's just like you're a chicken, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Like, that's not singing. I'm sorry, that ain't a song. But like, okay, in the actual show, for instance, like in season 1, she sings a song with Rasasuke. In season 2, she sings a song with Tadano. Like, those are actual songs. Me just like yelling. Like, you could call that punk singing if you want to be generous. If you really want to be like, oh, it's punk. That's the style. Sure. That's also the Ben can't hit a note to save his life, and so we just took what we could get and rolled with it. That's what that really is.
Ooh. So what were the other roles that you were cast as for singing though? Now I gotta find those now.
Well, okay, so like Muppet Babies, it's a preschool show and there's tons of songs. I actually originally did not audition for it because I saw that singing was required, and I'm like, well, I'm not a good singer and I don't want to waste anybody's time, so I didn't audition for it. Then, like a while later, I wound up getting a callback for it. And the reason why I got a callback for it is that the director is Matt Danner, who directed me for a series of Hot Wheels cartoon movies called Team Hot Wheels. And also the executive producer is Tom Warburton from Kids Next Door. So basically both of them went, hey, how come Ben didn't audition for this show? And then they were like, yeah, we should have Ben come in. And so I like completely forgot that like singing was the reason why I turned it down. And I'm like, oh yeah, wow, I have no idea how I got a call back, but sure. And I came in and I booked it. And then I realized, oh my God, what have I done? So Gonzo's voice is, if you're ever curious what exactly it is I'm doing, if you know how to make like the squeaky door sound, that
Yeah.
sound, that's me talking through that.
That's Gonzo. It's basically this. It's and so good luck actually hitting notes like this.
So it is super.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so I'm like, I can't sing like melodies like this and have it actually sound even remotely good. And already, as my regular speaking voice, I'm not really a singer. I can't carry a tune in a bucket, let alone like weird cartoon screechy screen door voice thing. And I'm like, oh, like the entire session was just constantly apologizing to the composer, who like really legit is like extremely talented. His name's Andy Bean. He does like all of the songs for the show. He does various genres of music and makes it all work for like a kids show. It's like really impressive. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry I'm butchering all your hard work. And he's like, no, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Keep going. You got this. I'm like, oh God. Okay. And we would just push our way through all the songs. And so that's the thing. So and it keeps happening. It's happening it happened recently in a thing I can't talk about yet because of non-disclosure agreements, but it's going to be a holiday-based thing where I sing like 3 different songs, and I'm like,
Oh no!
Okay.
Oh no!
yeah. So hopefully it turned out good, aka somebody auto-tuned the living crud out of it to make it sound good.
I'm gonna have to see this when this comes out. You gotta tell me what it is so I can find it or
Well,
watch it.
I
Oh my
will
God.
definitely tweet about it, and it'll be a holiday-based thing, and so you'll be like, okay, it's the one holiday thing he's tweeting about. That'll be the thing. So you'll definitely know about it.
I will definitely remember this now. I can't wait to see how this turns out. Oh,
Me
boy.
too. Oh God.
Whoa, Jesus. So the one thing I did wonder, especially with recording anime and Corona and whatnot, because the whole thing with it was being in the booth to like do the mouth flaps and whatnot. Is that like how do you do that now from home exactly?
So what I have from home, this is my personal setup. Everybody's varies slightly. I have outside of my booth because it would have fan noise, so I can't have it in. I have my laptop, which runs my recording software, which is Adobe Audition, and then in the booth, in front of me right now, is an iPad that I have screen mirroring my screen to, and I also have a very small keyboard with a trackpad so that I can remote control it from within here. And then what I do is I take my cell phone and I prop it up just at a slight angle above the iPad so they're both right in front of me, so I can have like the top half of the iPad is the script and the bottom half of the iPad is like just enough of like the wave file sound meter basically, so I can see if I'm peaking or not. And then what they do is on my phone will do either Zoom or Skype, and they will send me the video, so it's delayed when it gets to me. I record based on what I'm seeing, and frankly, sometimes the frames per second is extremely low. It's like a slideshow of like 1 frame a second, and it's just to kind of give you an idea of where the mouth flaps are. And then they take it, they slide it into place on their end because we're recording both locally and also on usually Source Connect Now, which is a free, because it's in beta, a way of delivering fairly high quality audio remotely, and so then they take that, the recording appears on their side, they slide it into place, then they see if it fits, and then we try it again. So it's a more time consuming process. It could be a real hassle if like the connection is bad with like Zoom or Skype, and you just go, oh, I really hope I'm close with this. But that's how we do it. So I mean, we make it work. It ain't easy. And then then there are the companies that have their own software to do it on.
No.
And it's a really clever idea. The concept is very, very smart. Let's make a program specifically for dubbing long distance. And you go, that's a great idea. Then it turns out it's super buggy and has all kinds of like connection problems where people with real professional setups cannot be recognized. Like it can't find the microphone for some completely bonkers reason, and they can't use it. So those are like the worst. Everybody I've heard is like, oh man, as soon as insert program here shows up, I just start dreading it because it might not even work for me and blah. So yeah, Source Connect now and Zoom/Skype is basically how we're doing all dubbing stuff. So you need at least those screens so you can see the animation and then something to see the script on, and that's how we do it. Yeah.
That is definitely a lot of technology in one tiny room.
It sure is, sir. Yes, it is. And it gets warm in here, so that doesn't help. But, you know, at least it doesn't have a fan, so there's nothing picking up on the...
True.
Of that, you know.
I mean, apparently it seems to be working, getting all these Netflix dubs and Crunchyroll stuff like Jujutsu Kaisen. So, I mean, if it works, it works.
It's good enough. I mean, I can... I'm not an audiophile, but I can tell. Like, because I was watching, for instance, the dub of My Hero Academia. I love it. I think it's one of their best dubs ever. And I can tell when they switch to home recording. There's a performance change and there's a sound quality difference. And I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, I think this is where the pandemic started. And like, sure enough, yep. So it's like, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. It's just the best we possibly can. So I'm looking forward to the day when we're all in like proper recording environments with like real engineers right there to like adjust the gain correctly and get the good takes, and we can just go back to being regular actors. Ah, God. And that's my complaint.
I mean,
yeah, for the year.
For the year.
Yeah,
You only complain once a year?
Only once. I only get one, and all the other time I have to be happy.
Well, guys, this is an honor. He complained once on the show. This is big.
That's the yearly fetch from Ben Diskin.
Yeah. Oh, it is Diskin. Okay, I was worried that I was saying your name wrong this whole time.
Oh, wait, what did you think it was?
No, it was Diskin. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was it, because when I listened to the old recording, apparently I said like Diskin or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, hey, a lot of people call me Ben Diskin, with like an E, or Ben Deskin. So like, people to this day don't get my last name right, and I'm just like, all right, that's fine. Listen, as long as it's right on the contract that I'm signing, I'm okay with it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Ben, if I see you tweet a complaint, you better watch out.
Oh God. Oh no.
Oh no.
I already used it up.
Well, I think that is all just about time with this
I believe so.
interview. Yeah. The last thing that this guy Austin is asking is, can we get a Kids Next Door battle station?
Yes. Well, if it actually records, because it might blow out, but I will do that and just take from my backup when I send it to you, okay?
Okie dokie.
All right, here it is. Kids Next Door battle station!
Oh wow, it actually did work this time.
It did? It worked?
Yeah, it worked.
Oh, wasn't that nice?
Yeah. Do you have anything that you want to promote? Any social medias or whatnot that you want to tell people to go look
follow
at?
me at Twitter at Benjamin Diskin before I delete it, because Twitter is a cesspool. I don't know. That's about it. Technically, I'm on Facebook, but like, I never check my Facebook page anymore. You're wasting your time if you try to contact me there. I'm on Instagram. I use that somehow even less than Facebook. At Ben Diskin. I think I post a picture once every 4 years, so it's really not worth your time. But if you want to see me ramble about nonsensical, weird crap on the internet, at Benjamin Diskin on Twitter, that's where you can find me. That's my socials. I don't do Twitch streaming, and I don't do YouTube or VTube or anything cool and hip and modern, because I'm an old man.
You're only 30.
38.
Close to 40, but
close to 40. Yeah, it's getting old.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you don't feel and look old, I mean, that's fine.
Oh, that's gonna change. I already feel the age coming on.
Soon you won't be old young Xehanort, you'll be just Xehanort, and then old.
Right. Listen here, young man. I'm old Xehanort now.
There you go.
Alright, thank you everyone for tuning in, and thank you again for doing this follow-up, Ben.
No problem.
And I will see you guys later. Bye-bye!